Okay. This is going to be for our Cancerians. Okay. And we're going to go through the 12 houses. Alright. So this deck right here, this numbered deck, is how you'll be able to tell which house we're in. The first house is Aries. Second house is Taurus. Third, Gemini. Fourth, fellow Cancers. Fifth, Leo. Sixth, Virgo. Seventh, Libra. Eighth, Scorpio. Ninth, Sagittarius. 10, Capricorn. 11, Aquarius. And 12 is Pisces. So we're going to go through the 12 houses, okay? And this pile, just if you're ever musing, browsing through the channel, here you'll be able to see which house we're in. So again, this one is for Cancer, and we're going to start looking at Cancer and Aries connection. Okay, so generally speaking, the energies are not intended to be mutual. Sometimes you'll see that in a twin flame soulmate type of connection, but primarily we're looking at your person of interest's energy and how things play out, how they will fight for your love. So we'll see if they will fight for your love and how they will fight for your love. Alright, so for Cancer and Aries. Cancer and Aries. Cancer and Aries. Alright. So this here looks interesting because the cliche of, like, every sign has its colloquial idealism of how we behave based on our sun sign. So let's see, that reminds me of the disclaimer that this is a general reading and it's not intended to resonate with everyone. If it doesn't fit, please don't force it. I'll be back to do another as soon as possible. And these are short-term energy readings, so I'll see, because energy changes all the time. We're going to look and see the trajectory at this time, and then as energy changes, I'll be back to do updates, and we'll be able to see that as well. So, like, for the particulars in this connection right here, it looks like it hasn't yet been established whether or not you're invested, your person is invested in your connection or not. Okay? This person is a fighter for love, you know, and that's the colloquial, that's the, what do you call that? The standard idealisms that we have for Aries. They're fighters, they'll fight for love. This one indicates that they're not really sure about your connection, if it's worth fighting for or not. So even just at the idea of fighting for the love, chasing you, they haven't established yet if they want to do that or not. So it looks like they're feeling it out. They're feeling it out. I don't see that they've left the connection. So it depends on if they've gone no contact, if their interaction has diminished. However, their energy is still in the connection, but they haven't yet felt whether or not where you guys are, if they're going to deem this connection one that they'll fight for or not. They're thinking about it. They're assessing it. They're trying to see. So that's what I have currently for the Cancerians and Aries connection for the moment. Now we're going to look at your connection with Tauruses. So again, with the disclaimer that this is not intended to resonate with everyone, let's see how this storyline plays out. Okay, so for the Taurus, alright, so similar to the Aries reading that we just did, this Taurus could have some Aries Taurus cusps energy. cusp energy for them, because it looks like they might not have assessed whether or not this is a connection that you're in there like that. Like they might not have established that. However, at the thought of fighting for your love, it looks like this connection is one that moves toward them feeling like, yes, they will fight for your love. It takes them a moment to come to that assessment, and it looks like they've been assessing that for a while, because in the first reading it was neutral. This one, they have come to the determination where at first there may have been some emotional disturbance, some confusion. They couldn't really put a pulse on you or this connection. This is showing a progression of they have started to settle on knowing you, feeling like they know you. They're not confused anymore, and they've come to determine, yes, this is a connection that they will fight for. However, what method they choose to fight for the connection is still yet to be decided. So this looks like the type of Taurus that is mature. They know themselves very well. They're a pretty good reader of people, because they were able to figure you out. So they seem mature now, and they also are slow to move. So Taurus is, generally speaking, like talking about our archetype, based on our sun sign. Tauruses are slow to move anyway. They usually process and analyze their moves before they do it. So this person is very intentional. So they do want to fight for your love, but they're still assessing how they're going to go about doing this. So it looks like there's a delayed response, but they're just starting to determine that they do want to. Also, there's a high likelihood that they're expecting you to fight for them. And it looks like that would speed up the process. They expect you to fight for them. Alright. But it does look like if you don't, they will try. They will attempt. Now, moving from your connection with Tauruses, alright, we'll look at your connection with Gemini. Okay. Alright, so off the bat, this says yes. Because they love you. So yes, they want to restart with you. They don't want to lose you. Alright. So yes, they will fight for you. They don't want to lose you. They love you. It does. So this reading here does suggest, however, depending on how you respond to when they come back to fight for your love, that determines how they will respond in the future. So depending on the response, it lets them know if they will come to the breaking point and want to leave out of the connection, or if they will lower their guards and try to stick it out for the long haul. There's a 50-50 chance of either scenario playing out. However, if it continues to persist where you seem to be impossible to please, or that they are unable to win you over, then they start to pour out their cup of love. And this shows that they would come to their breaking point, pour out their cup of love, and that their attempts to try to work it out will diminish. In this energy reading, this one doesn't show that they have taken or removed their energy from your life. They just start to digress. Okay, so now we'll look at your connection with other Cancers. Cancer with other Cancers. Let's take a look. looking at Cancer and Cancer connections here. Alright. So off the bat this says yes, they will. And they also seem to be silent movers. Okay. This shows that they're frustrated. So this looks like this is a connection where you have history with one another. So with the whole part of this not being everyone's reading, and it's not intended to be, this particular connection has some longevity. You guys are not new to one another because they're frustrated. They come into this reading frustrated that they still need to fight for your love. It suggests that they have tried to fight for your love before, that this is something that you guys experience. Looks like you could have probably tried to fight for their love before. They've tried to fight for your love before. It's something that you guys go through. I'm looking at that. There's a lot of frustration involved, and it's also starting to wreck their nervous system and emotionally devastate them. As this progresses, they could find themselves depressed and stagnant a bit. You know, a bit is a understatement with the Five of Cups. And then it looks like if it continues where they feel like they need to fight for your love, yes, they will fight for your love, but also they start to move their energy around. Entertaining other options is one of those methods that they'll move their energy around and try to self-soothe. But this is where secrets can come into your connection. Manipulation, lies, distrust. Overall, the energy says for a long time they've wanted to win your love over. And it looks like they're not thinking about abandoning your connection or abandoning you per se, which is subjective, because if things persist, then it looks like they would, like I said, step out of the connection. The long answer is yes, they will fight for your love. We will look now at the Cancerian with Leos. And this Leo could have some cusp energy, some Leo Virgo energy, or Leo Cancer energy in their cusp. This is Leo's reading with Cancer, and to see if they will fight for your love. Okay, so that is a yes. And they'll try to do so by communicating with you. This particular connection indicates that at the moment you guys will interact with each other more online, electronically, text messages, social media, phone calls. So it looks like they'll do that. Okay. It looks like they're not depressed or toxic about it. It looks like through communicating with you and being able to interact with you, it looks like that soothes them, it validates them as well. So it looks like they do enjoy fighting for your love. They enjoy being present and showing up for you. However, that's for those connections that are reciprocal. But if they do try to show up and become more present in your connection and there's no response, okay, if they don't feel like the response is mutual or what they expect in a person that they feel is into them, then they'll start to check out of the connection, is what it says. So the answer is yes, and they're hoping to get reciprocity. Okay, now moving to your connection with Virgos. Cancer and Virgo connection. Let's take a look. Off the bat, it says yes. Okay. So yes, they will definitely fight for your love. It looks like they will fight for your love romantically and passionately. They will want to have more quality time with you. Okay, more adult time with you. So for them, it looks like they assess fighting for your love in the bedroom, and depending on how that plays out will depend on if they want to check out of the connection, but there's a higher likelihood that they'll try to be even more creative, okay, and that the love for you intensifies, because it looks like when they meet you and match your energy in the bedroom, that you guys have a dynamic chemistry and your love making is really great. And so it looks like they just become more creative on how to satisfy you, um, and that your connection, it looks like they'll be successful fighting for your love. But that is what I see for you guys with Virgo connections. Okay, so now looking at your connection with Libras, let's see how that goes with Libra. Okay, this Libra has, could have, not all the Libras in this one, because this is Libra's reading, but the Libra has cusp energy. So some of you Libras will have some Virgo cusp energy or Scorpio cusp energy. This is Libra's reading. Okay. So it looks like you'll have a delayed response, but they'll take this personally, because in this particular connection, so here goes the disclaimer that this is not everyone's reading and it's not intended to be. If it's not, please hold tight. I'll be back to do another one. Because this particular connection suggests that they're expecting you to fight for them. So they'll be disappointed and they're going to have a delayed response. Okay, so because they're expecting you, they think whatever roles that you have, traditional roles or whatever have you, you're the one that's supposed to be fighting for their love. At the inclination of that there even is a need to fight for love in this connection, they're wanting you to chase them. And if you don't chase them, they're going to take it personal. And that's what I see here. Okay, so now we'll move to look at your Cancer connections with Scorpio. Alright. Okay, so yeah, I was picking up on some cusp energy in Libra's reading. So your person could also be on the cusp of the Libra Scorpio cusp. This is Scorpio's reading. Okay, because for the person of interest here, Scorpio, they're used to being chased. They want to be chased. And this says they like how you chase them. So they're just used to being chased. At the first sign that your connection needs, they need to fight for your love, it looks like there could be a familiar pattern established here. So there's an additional note. This is Scorpio's reading. So Cancer, you're Scorpio. This reading suggests that your person, you guys have some history because they're used to this chase. They might do something to let you know that they want to be chased. So there might be some little foreplay. They're taking this like foreplay. This is the moment. This is how they chase. This is how they love you. So there's something familiar that they do to bring the chase, to initiate you fighting for them. Depend on how you approach it. Okay, depending on how you respond, that will also catalyze the way that they respond to you. So it says, like, if you respond in a way that they don't want you to, like, if, for example, if you don't give the chase that they want you to give the chase, and, like, for an example, this is serious, and, you know, you might say something like, look, I'm serious this time, or something to that extent, then that depends on how they respond to you. But it looks like they'll communicate, try to assess the situation, figure out what it is that your connection needs, how they need to go about fighting for your love. The answer is yes, though. Through and through, the answer is yes, but it looks like they will process what is the best approach. Then yes, they will. So it looks like they're methodical. Timing is of the essence. The way that they will address it. Okay, this looks like a refined, mature Scorpio. They're very intentional in their movements. They're the ones that use the element of surprise, for an example. They're the ones that know what to say, just when to say it, just how to say it type. They know how to match your energy, and they're pretty familiar with how to soothe you, how to address, and how to fight for your love. So the answer for this one is yes. Okay, and next we're going to look at Cancer connections with Sagittarius. Okay, so let's see. Alright, so at this point, will they fight for your love? The answer is yes. But it looks like they're upset. So the way that they fight for your love might not be one that you are receptive to. But they look like they're frustrated and like they're upset. And they lack patience. They don't have a soft touch about it. Alright. The answer is yes, but the way they go about it, you might not like it. Now we'll look at the connection with the Cancerian and Capricorn. Cancer and Capricorn. Cancer and Capricorn. Cancer and Capricorn. Cancer and Capricorn. Alright. So again, with the disclaimer that this is a reading that's not intended to resonate with everyone. I'll be back to do another as soon as possible because this connection suggests that it is a sneaky link, that you guys have not yet established your connection to be one of commitment. This looks like one that they could come and go as they please, and they're not going to fight for it. They'll check out of the connection, is what it looks like. They won't even put up a fight. They won't even make a sound. Okay. Now we're going to look at the Cancerian connection with Aquarius. Okay. So Cancer, we're going to see how your Aquarius responds. how they will fight for your love. So it says, yes, they will fight for your love. Yes, they love you. Okay. All right. So hopefully you respond. Hopefully you reciprocate. Hopefully you cradle their heart because they love you. And if you don't, warning for the Aquarius, it could be emotionally damaging for them, mentally damaging for them. They'll start taking it personal. And one of the ways that they'll act out is that they'll start moving their energy around. So you'll have some third-party situations to contend with. But they definitely will fight for your connection. So initially they will, put their best foot forward and they'll try everything that they can. And if things progress and they continue to feel like they have to continue to fight for your love, fight for your attention, then the sentiment is good girl gone bad or good boy gone bad, because they just start doing them and they could become quite reckless. So that would be an area of concern for the Aquarius and even for the Cancerian here, because this person is not considering leaving you. I don't see their energy leaving out of the connection, but it becomes toxic where it can become damaging to themselves. So Aquarius, be careful, because it looks like this could become damaging to yourself if your person does not reciprocate, if they don't respond, and if they don't cradle your heart and cradle your mind, then it could become reckless. But the answer is yes, they will definitely fight for you and fight for your love, is what this says for Cancer and Aquarius. Next, we'll move to look at the Cancerian connections with Pisces. Hey, you guys. Hey, in the chat. Some of you guys dropped those questions. Thank you for dropping the questions too. Thank you for your support on the video, because your energy could be influenced and you'll find more resonance in the readings. Let's see. But generally speaking, those questions are subjective. So on the channel, my approach to them is to not give you my personal opinion, because it would be my personal biased opinion. But I just try to lay out what I see so that you'll come to the rationalization or the realization of what you want to do. For this connection between the Cancerian and the Pisces, will they fight for you? It says yes, they will fight for you. And if they're not successful, then it looks like they will start playing, introducing other lovers, third-party situation dynamic. And it also does suggest, reminding you of the disclaimer, that this is a reading that's not intended to resonate with everyone. This one appears that you guys aren't locked in like that, but it's more of a friend with benefit type of a connection. So it says that yes, they will fight for the connection because they do like the intimacy that you guys share. They enjoy the quality time that you spend together. However, if it persists to be a problem and not having a mutual mindset between what your connection is and how it's supposed to be, more third-party situations, this connection to them will just be solidified as a third-party situation with obstructive interferences. So this is what I have so far for your reading, Cancer. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate your support on the video and on the channel. Okay, now I'll go ahead and you said he's a Sagittarius and you're Aries. Okay. Yes, and that's good too, because if you guys do drop a question, I appreciate it if you leave your sign there. And if you stay tuned till the end of the video. Okay, so since you are still here, and you said that this is a Sagittarius and an Aries. Okay, so keep that in mind, okay? And the next time I make this cipher and I come back to Aries or Sagittarius's reading, okay? So that's here. So if you stick around and you wait till the end of the video, post your question with your signs, and you see your card here, Aries or Sagittarius, right? Okay, then that would be your reading. Okay, so, and then if I have time, which I should have the time, but so there's still a might not. But if I have time and you're here and you meet me, stay tuned to the end of the video, then I can do your reading for you, okay? And then also, because I've already prayed about this, then the Most High let me know that when you guys come through, because this happens a lot, you guys come through with your questions, but rarely will somebody stick around, include their sign. So when I'm at the end of my reading, they're not there anymore for me to address them or whatever. So that rarely happens. They don't include their signs. But the Most High has already told me that I can work on those type of questions. If you stay tuned to the end, supporting the video, supporting the channel, hitting the like button, it helps to infuse your energy so that the readings begin to resonate with you. Then this is what I do for subscribers. This is what this channel does for subscribers. Sometimes I'll set aside days for, like a particular day and time for subscribers to come through with questions, and that's what we'll do in that session. But this is a new reading that I'm starting to incorporate into this channel. This is a new series that we're adding here. So thank you so much for your support on the video and on the channel. And then I'll see you next time. Until next time, peace.